Hi, this is Peggy Rojas, host of Viviendo una Vida en Balance. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Kim Meyer, the host of Choose to Rise here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Choose to Rise, where we talk about living with positive mindsets, how to increase our confidence, building our faith, and living out our life on purpose. A new show comes out via podcast every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And if you want to catch the episode live instead, stop by Public House Media around 6:45 Central Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday as well. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of Choose to Rise. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
What is up, everyone? It's Julianne Candia, the host of Rewritten. Thank you so much for tuning in today. There's something heavy on my heart, and I just need to come out and say it. This is something that I always say across social media, but I have not yet said on this podcast, and it's this. My number one mission is to empower women to get fit in every area of life. My mission is for you to take action on your dreams. My mission is to share my story so you can connect with me and then therefore share your story. Not live through me, not live at a distance, and not live in comparison. So if you find yourself following me on social media, listening to this podcast, seeing me go for it, and you find yourself feeling discouraged or annoyed or pumped full of comparison and doubt, you need to unfollow. You need to delete this podcast. You need to not ever tune into me again. I'm being so serious when I say that. That's not my mission. My mission here isn't for you to feel less than. My mission here is to empower you and for you to discover your limitless potential. And that's heavy on my heart because I feel like as women, we struggle so hard with scarcity and comparison. And actually, my friend Lisa sent me this quote. It's so good. It says, "It doesn't matter how oversaturated the market is. If God called you to it, there's room for you. There's room for you too." And I even think about with this podcast, it's something that I had been thinking about for a long time. And over the course of a couple of years, a lot of you had reached out to me and said, "Are you going to start a podcast? I really think you should." I flirted with the idea, didn't do it, and then finally took action on it. Do you know how many podcasts are out there that are similar to this one? Self-improvement, discovering your limitless potential, eliminating fear, taking action, dreaming big, going for it, creating a life by design, leaping, going into uncertainty, not listening to other people's opinions, just doing your thing. So many. And the thing is there's still so much more room for more podcasts that are similar. And the thing that makes this one different than others is that it's just my voice. It's my story. It's unique in that way. A podcast itself is not unique. A book you want to write, there's a genre, there is a book just like it, but the only difference is it's your words, your story behind it. And that's how you make it different. I just even think about in the business that I'm in, I started it 4 years and I love it. Oh my gosh. I'm obsessed with my tribe. I'm obsessed with our mission. I'm obsessed that it's literally helped me get fit at life. Not perfect at life, but you can't unknow it. Like you cannot unknow getting fit. It feels too good. You can't unknow awesome people. You can't unknow this personal growth and discovery of limitless potential. Like you can't unknow that. And it becomes really addicting. Like that's how you want to live your life. And I started this 4 years ago. And in this market, In this business, there are 450,000 other people who are doing the exact same thing. And I always tell my team, I tell the tribe, I say, the only thing that's going to separate you between 450,000 people is you. Not the product, nothing except for your story, your testimony, your journey, the way you communicate, the way you make people feel. That's what's going to make it different. And with this podcast, you leave feeling a different way. I help you feel a certain way, not because I'm trying so purposely to convey this false story and scenario so you connect with me. It's quite the opposite. It's I share and you feel because you're connecting to a genuine person with their real story. And then you're saying, well, she keeps saying if I can do it, you can do it too. And I believe that. So with this whole scarcity thing, there's room for you. There's room for you. Just because someone else started something that you had an idea about doesn't mean that you shouldn't go for it. And I think we live our lives like that. We get so excited about an idea and then we start talking ourselves out of it. And maybe it's not even so much that someone else went for it and maybe you wanted to start a podcast and then damn it, Julianne made one, so I can't. That's so silly when you say it out loud. But maybe it's more about you don't feel like you have the skill set. You don't feel qualified. I talk about this with my friends a lot, where knowledge is potential power. The knowledge piece has really nothing to do with the action that you take. Like, you can know everything. People do, and they take 0 steps. There are people who have no idea how to actually do it, but they just step forward and then they make it happen. For me, I just laugh. I think about my journey and being held back in school. I always felt so stupid about that. And I've come to terms with that. Like, that's part of my story. That's me. But honestly, one of my limiting beliefs in life is that you're not smart. And it all stemmed back to me being held back, being a year older than everyone in my class. How confusing and conflicting is that for a middle school student? Why are you older? And then you just feel embarrassed. You feel dumb. So then it started with that. And then I had a 7th grade teacher make fun of me in front of the entire class because I mispronounced a word. I said southern instead of southern, and she made fun of me. I did not raise my hand until college. No joke. And then to top it off, all my friends are applying to college. My mom works at a university, and I apply to the university my mom worked at. I could have gotten a free education, and I got a denial letter. Crushing for an 18-year-old when all of her friends are telling her where they're going. And of course, I didn't tell anyone. And then I got into a school by the grace of God with a lot of referral letters and almost begging in person. And that changed the course of my entire life. That college rejection letter is the reason I am who I am today. That college rejection letter is how I met Eric, how I met so much of my tribe and my closest friends, how I lived in Milwaukee. If you know my story, I love Milwaukee. Wisconsin has my heart. And it all came from a college rejection letter. Maybe you just even being held back by school. So who am I? Who am I to become a teacher after all that, right? And the reason I did become a teacher was because of my 7th grade teacher who made fun of me. I wanted to prove to kids that no matter their learning style, that they could be anyone they wanted to be. And now I laugh because everything that I'm doing, everything that Eric and I have created is not with our college degrees. And that's my point. We didn't have the skill set to build a business. We didn't go to school for business. I had people reach out to me when I first started this business, say, who are you? Who are you to be doing this? You didn't go to school for nutrition. You're not a fit pro. And white noise. And I just kept showing up because my heart My heart was so big. My heart's desire to encourage and help people. I knew maybe I didn't go to school for the logistics, but man, my heart could connect with people. Man, I wanted to move people. I wanted to make people feel a certain way. I wanted to believe in them when they didn't believe in themselves, and you can't go to school for that. And I knew that's what set me apart. I knew I was hell aware that I didn't have the credentials to who am I to do this, right? But I knew that, but I knew that I was in it for something so much more than just the facts. And so let me tell you this, you are going to psych yourself out with scarcity. It's a saturated market. I can't get into that. Heck, I can't do what Julianne's doing because 450,000 other people are doing it. Bullshit. I can't write a book. All these other people wrote a book similar. That's, the idea that I had. Bullshit. Your voice, your story matters. People are going to connect to you in the way that you share it. And I just got to tell you to go for that. So on top of that, then there's going to be other people that tell you that you're not qualified, that you don't have the skills, that you don't have the schooling, you don't have the credentials. Bullshit. Just take the action, massively believe in yourself, believe in others, and you'll figure it out. Knowledge is potential power. You can always learn things. But we get in this mindset that we can't do it because everyone else has, or two, people are going to think I'm a fraud. I don't have the knowledge to actually get it done. And that's where we stop. We dream up. I think we've lost learning how to dream because of the how, and we don't know how we can do it, or the thought of going back to school and making it happen is so hard. But if you want to go back to school, the first step is filling out the application. You'll figure out the rest, because then you'll start to talk yourself out of it because of financial reasons. The answer is always no if you don't ask. It's always going to be no if you don't take action. It's never going to happen if you don't step forward. Man, and I think it has so much to do with fear and comparison. And that goes back to this. If you're following me and you feel less of a person after listening to this or following me on social media, I'm giving you the permission right now to delete and unfollow. I'm not right for everybody. Not everybody's going to jive with me, and I'm okay with that. But the biggest thing, sister, is that you cannot be comparing yourself to me, because I'm trying to breathe belief into you. And I just need you to know that. I am better than no one, and no one is better than me. That's my philosophy. So whatever it is, whatever you're scared about, the scarcity that you have, there's enough resources out there. It's just your story that is needed. So yes, the how is important eventually, but I just think about what Eric and I have done over the last 4 years, and it never had to do with credentials. It never had to do with the knowledge. We figured it out because we took action. So I hope this message spoke to you. Please share it, screenshot it, let your friends know about it. This podcast is because of you. And the reason this podcast is going to continue on is because of you. So you sharing it and even sending me messages, that just makes my heart so happy. I love seeing and reading how each episode speaks to you, and that tells me that you're taking action. You're being serious about what it is that you want in life. To rewrite your story requires action, not just feeling good. I can make you feel good all day long, but at the end of the day, you can't teach work ethic. Work ethic is something that you have to choose for yourself, and it's going to be hard, and more mentally hard, because you'll have all this momentum, all these ideas, you'll be so excited, and then you'll get an obstacle and you'll start to psych yourself out. Please don't. Just keep on going. Lean in. The obstacle is the way. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you later.